All right, now Life Seekers, welcome back for another Deep Dives. Today we're tackling Salesforce. They just dropped their quarterly earnings report, and well, let's just say there are some surprises in there. And hey, before we get started, if you enjoy these deep dives, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and lets us know what you like. Okay, so Salesforce, huge name in cloud-based software, right? They're giant. And at first glance, their earnings report looked, pretty good. They beat expectations for earnings per share, came in at $2.78, which is higher than the $2.61 everyone was expecting. But here's the twist. They missed on revenue. They brought in $9.99 billion, but analysts were predicting $10.04 billion. And that little miss, it caused their stock to drop 4% in after-hours trading. Makes you think investors, they're really focused on that future growth potential. Even when a company is performing well right now, if it doesn't look like they could keep growing at a crazy rate, well, the market can react intensely. So let's dig into these numbers a bit more, shall we? Overall, their revenue grew by 7.6% year over year, which isn't bad. But it's not the kind of astronomical growth that people have come to expect from Salesforce. And it might be a sign that things are, slowing down a bit in some of their core businesses. So we gotta look at the specifics, right? What's driving that revenue? Well, subscription and support revenue is a big chunk of it. Within that, the service category brought in $2.33 billion, which is up 8% from last year. Sales came in at $2.13 billion, also up 8%. But even those, they missed analyst predictions by just a tiny bit. So it kind of makes you wonder, where is Salesforce hitting some roadblocks? And now for the part everyone's really excited about, Salesforce is going all in on AI. Yeah, especially with their Agentforce technology. It's pretty wild. Think of it like this. AI agents are answering employee questions right there in Slack. No more waiting for a human to get back to you. Streamlined, efficient, right? Salesforce is saying that they've already closed over 3,000 paid Agentforce deals since October. And the AI has handled, get this, 380,000 conversations. And humans only had to step in 2% of the time. That's mind-blowing. And it's not just answering simple questions either. Agentforce is using some pretty advanced natural language processing, so it can understand complex requests, automate tasks, and even handle entire workflows. Potentially, this could revolutionize how whole departments work. Okay, so what about the future? What does Salesforce think is going to happen? Well, for next quarter, they're projecting adjusted earnings per share between $2.53 and $2.55, with revenue between $9.71 and $9.76 billion. Now, analysts, they're hoping for $2.61 per share and $9.9 billion in revenue. And for the entire fiscal year 2026, Salesforce is aiming for adjusted earnings per share between $11.09 and $11.17, with revenue between $40.5 and $40.9 billion. That translates to a growth rate of about 7.4%, which, again, falls a little short of what analysts were hoping for. They were thinking $11.18 earnings per share and $41.35 billion in revenue. So what's the big picture here? What does it all mean? Salesforce are making huge moves in AI in their Agentforce numbers. They definitely suggest that this could be a really smart bet, but investors, they seem a little unsure about the immediate future. It's like this constant balancing act between groundbreaking innovation and, that reliable, predictable growth that investors love. That small revenue miss, it might be a hint of something bigger, like a fundamental shift in how Salesforce operates. They're putting a lot of faith in AI, and it begs the question, what does this mean for other businesses? If Salesforce, a leader in their field, is embracing AI like this, is it a sign of what's to come for all of us? What could AI do for your industry, for your job? Are you ready for that wave of automation? Something to think about. And that's our deep dive into Salesforce. We cover those missed revenue targets, their ambitious AI plans, and those ever-present market expectations. What stood out to you? And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives just like this. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge.